And here we go. Awesome. I think Mike went first last week. You want to go first this week, Pat?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Since with the passing of Tim Sale, I took the opportunity to catch up on the last color book, and I read Captain America White. Again, Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale. The last color series book they did for Marvel. It was delayed for a few years. This is told from Cap's point of view. He's sort of reminiscing about his early days as Captain America and taking on Bucky as a partner in World War II. And it's about them getting their footing as soldiers in the war, and they sort of come up against Nick Fury and his Howling Commandos. And for some reason, it's mainly about their relationship, Cap and Bucky's relationship, and you know, Cap's recent transformation from a scrawny kid from Brooklyn and dealing with this younger sidekick in Bucky and how they bonded and how they looked out for each other. And sort of Cap's regret, you know, he wanted to keep him safe throughout the war, and ultimately he failed. Little does Cap know that Bucky was still out there the whole time. That's sort of, I think that would have made a nice twist to the ending of this book if it would have been published more recently. It would have given a nice punch at the end, Cap finding out that Bucky was still alive. But this took place before that revelation, I guess. Good artwork. Nice. There's some nice battle scenes, nice group scenes with all the soldiers, the Howling Commandos versus the Nazis. But ultimately, I think this was probably the weakest of the 4 color series books that Loeb and Sale did. It just didn't. I don't know if maybe part of it was because of the fact that we now know Bucky was still alive. It sort of took a little bit of an edge off of it. But, you know, good book, but definitely the weakest. So I'm kind of, you know, middle ground on it. I'd recommend it if you're a fan. Definitely worth checking out to have all 4 of the, you know, the color series books that they did together. But I think it definitely probably the weakest.
Okay.
That was just a quick. There wasn't a whole lot to the story. Let's put it that way. It was a lot of back and forth, just sort of trying to watch them, you know, bond and form their relationship and how they dealt with the early days of World War II and them being inserted into the war. So that's it, really.
Okay.
Kind of a quick one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if by that point, like the first ones, the Daredevil and Spider-Man, you know, they really were excited about doing those, but by the time they got to that one, it's just the novelty had worn off. They kind of may not have been as excited about doing it.
It's possible, yeah.
Marvel's like, okay, now do Captain America.
Right. Are you just speculating, or
yeah,
you reading that somewhere? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, Mike. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, do it.
Okay, this week I'm only reviewing one book. The Jurassic League #2. So I have Juan Gideon and Danny Warren Johnson writers, and the artist is Juan Gideon. Danny Warren Johnson doing the cover, which I love his covers. I like his artwork a lot.
Don't you have #1?
I do. I did a review on #1.
Oh, you did already? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. And that was a Get It, right?
Yes, it was. It was Get It.
Okay.
So I took some. I have some interior shots here because getting his artwork. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. I love it. It's really, really awesome. I mean, And
Yeah, looks
that's Batsaur. The characters are so difficult to remember
And pronounce.
Yeah, Bat. Yeah, I think it should be Batasaur, but it's Batsaur. Anyway, he has this little human from issue 1 following him. He kind of saved the human from that Joker Zard.
Okay.
So he hears a commotion, and these aren't. I thought I did these in order. I messed this up. So he hears a commotion, and he goes following it. But look how awesome that artwork is.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not alone in thinking it's awesome.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
So he
kind of reminds you of Pit or something, right?
Yeah, little Delky on there. So he's following the sound of this commotion, and he finds Super Sour, and he is fighting Brontosaurus and Giganta, who are trying to round up a bunch of humans that they're going to take to the Dark Embryo. And we haven't met Dark Embryo yet. But I love this line where he says, "Are you a friend or foe?" He says, "I have no friends." Yeah, I have no friends. Anyway, that's pretty funny.
I have no friends, but no one harms weaklings in my presence. That's good.
Right, there you go.
It's awesome.
So, so they end up deciding to... This is the one I wanted. Yeah, there we go. So they team up. There's our first league team up.
The Jurassic League is forming. Got it.
Forming. Yep. And then this is great here. So that's Reverse Flash on the left. And
Okay. He's a turtle.
He's a turtle. I thought that was great. So he kind of saves Joker Zard, who was beaten up badly in issue 1. And this is another funny thing here. We have Wonder Dawn, and she's riding Thunderbeak, her invisible steed. It's like a pterodactyl.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she ends up running into Brontosaurus and Giganta. And so she ends up teaming up with, Batasaur and Super Sour. So one more addition to the Jurassic League. So I think this book is a get it because it's really fun. The artwork's great. And it's just so far out there.
Sounds like it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I recommend this for everybody.
Okay.
And in the last page I have here is in the very back. It's a really, really nice George Perez memorial.
Yeah, it's great.
Double page there.
So this is even good for kids too, right?
Yes. Yeah, I get this from Mark.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yep. So that is my review. Get it.
Awesome. I guess I maybe jumped on the read 2 books for the get it or forget it train.
As soon as you read 2, we read 1.
The wrong.
Patrick, is yours 4 collected?
I think it was 5, yeah.
Okay, so technically he's still okay. Yeah. Got it. That's good. But I read Wolverine 21 and Wolverine 22. One of these covers, I actually don't have the one that was in the top 10 covers of the week. I think it was 22. It's got Deadpool, Wolverine, and Maverick in a circle. We're kind of out looking up in between them. Remember that cover?
Yeah. That was in last week's.
But it's been a while since I read a Wolverine book. So I was like, you know what? I need to just, jump back in here. And I actually should have I should have just started at 1, but because I have them all of the latest series, of course. But this is the only ones I had at the house. I was like, I'll just grab these. So in typical style of getting on to jumping into a title late, that can be a little tough at first. But this one wasn't too bad at all. These are pretty good, kind of as standalone. I definitely want to read more It gives a good synopsis of what happened in the previous however many books it was taken to get this story built up. But basically, in 21, Wolverine and Deadpool are teamed up, kind of, even though Wolverine really doesn't want to be teamed up with Deadpool. He's annoyed by him and doesn't want to be around him. Deadpool doesn't take no for an answer because Wolverine has this briefcase that has something mysterious of value inside it, and he really wants to know what's inside it, so he steals it, and then they get chased down by Danger. Are you guys familiar with the character Danger?
Yeah, it's the Danger Room come to life.
Oh, see, I wasn't even aware of that. So, okay. So Danger is trying to get a hold of this briefcase. So Wolverine and Deadpool are fighting Danger for it, and a bunch of clones. They've apparently figured out how to clone pretty much anybody. So literally Wolverine, for a majority of this book, Wolverine and Deadpool are fighting a bunch of Wolverines as well. And this is an extremely violent, mature reader book, which, it was fun though. Typical. I enjoyed the writing. It's everything I remember from what I read with Wolverine in the past and what I'm aware of Deadpool now. It delivers. And at the end of this issue, they actually are saved by Maverick and what's the other guy? Or I think it might be a girl. I'm sure Maverick is teamed up with. See, those note cards. I got to get these note cards. But they're saved by Maverick and one other character that has a teleporter. Teleports them out of this battle between. They beat all the Wolverines. Danger's coming to apparently beat him with no problem. And then Maverick and his partner save him via teleporter. But then they teleported him into a jail cell. So in 22, it starts with them in of course, adamantium jail cell that they can't break out of. And Maverick and his partner take the briefcase from them. And they discover there's like this mini Danger clone inside the briefcase too that ends up being a real, tough guy girl as well, and starts fighting Maverick and his partner. And again, mature readers in this book, the way they get out of the jail cell is Wolverine literally cuts Deadpool in half, throws him in between the bars out into, the area where he can open the cell from the outside. So literally then for the rest of this book, they're fighting Maverick and his partner with Deadpool currently healing from being cut in half. So there's another extremely graphic one I don't even want to mention in this. There's another extremely graphic panel that totally shocked me a little bit in this book, and it's so gory and violent. But I'm undecided on these because I'm not much of a Deadpool fan. I've just never been much of a Deadpool fan. I mean, he literally takes away a little bit from for me in the way he is, interjecting that into a story that I'm trying to kind of take in and take seriously, for lack of a better way to describe it. The writing of Deadpool always takes you away from that possibility, in my opinion, with the way he is, which I know that's his character and it's fine. And I don't hate Deadpool. I'm just not a Deadpool fan. So that's why I'm kind of undecided on this. And I'm kind of giving it the same rating Pat did, just kind of in the middle. Especially if you're a Deadpool fan, I would say it's definitely a get it. Maybe even a must-have. If you're a Wolverine and a Deadpool fan, I would say these two are must-haves. If you're a Deadpool fan, get it. But if you're like me, I'll definitely read the next few. I don't know how long Deadpool's going to be around. He seemed like he just popped in for maybe number 20, but he hasn't been around very long. I don't know if as far as I know. So
Yeah,
I'm going to try to stay on top of this, and we'll see. What'd you say, Mike?
He was in a few issues before.
You was?
I haven't read the series. I get it. I haven't read it, but yeah, I think maybe 10 issues ago he was in a few issues.
Yeah, but I'm definitely liking the art and liking the story in general.
Adam Kubert.
As well.
Yeah, Adam Kubert does the artwork.
Kubert, yeah.
Is it Kubert or Kubert? Kubert's the video game. It's Kubert, right?
I always say Kubert, but I don't know.
Should ask Johnny. Since he
I was gonna say, what would Johnny say?
Yeah,
I always thought it was Kubert, but I think it is Kubert.
I always say Kubert because I don't want to say Kubert because
I
it's
know.
video. I'm like,
You
can't possibly be that. It's
the old video game.
yeah, man, that was a good one.
All right, so that'll do it for me as well. I guess next week I'll start reading one book again, and you guys will go back to 2.
I actually read 2 to review, and I read Grimm #2,
Okay.
and
So why didn't you talk about it?
I didn't feel like it.
I thought you were going to say it's because it wasn't 2 titles right at one after another.
No, because I just had so much fun with Jurassic League that I really preferred that one much more. I wanted to talk more about that one than
Gotcha.
the second book.
Speaking of Grimm, I've got 2 variant covers with no trade dress, 1 and 2. Both trying to sell those on Whatnot as 2 if you want to show up and grab those off me. So, all right, that was good though.